Hello, here's the second part of the introduction and thesis statement. This part is the part that you will work. You will complete the slides below per the instructions given, and then you will submit it into Canvas when complete for a daily grade. The first part is determining whether each thesis is good or bad. We see it's either poorly written or it is well written. If it has all of the appropriate characteristics listed, it is considered a good thesis, a well-written thesis. If it is missing even one of these things, we call this a bad thesis or a poorly written thesis. So here are the things that each sentence should have. Is it one sentence? Each thesis sentence should be only one sentence. Do you know the topic? If yes, you will write the topic below if it's given. Is there a clear position or opinion on the topic, and can it be debated? Yes or no? Do you know how the essay will support the argument? And you're going to give a yes or a no here. Is the point stated clearly with a specific and appropriate language? And you can't use slang on this or anything like that. And you give a yes or a no. And even if one of these are no, we're going to call this a bad thesis. Okay. First, people should not be allowed to put their animals to sleep because it is wrong. Now, is it one sentence? Yes. Do you know the topic? Yes, putting animals to sleep. So we know that. Is there a clear position? And it says people should not be allowed. So the not gives us a clear position and it can be debated. Do you know how the essay will support the argument? So it just says it's wrong, but that is not specific. That's vague. You would have to give a better because. People should not be allowed to put their animals to sleep because, and then you need to give some examples. Because it is cruel to take an animal's life and different things. You have to give specific reasons why. That would be a no. So we have to put a no here. Is the point stated clearly with specific and appropriate language? We're going to say no here because it's not stated clearly. Therefore, we have to call this a bad thesis. Now, we can fix it though. The thing about a bad thesis is it just means that it can be a well-written sentence. We just need to add more to it. Now we have Spanish is a pretty good language to learn because it is helpful for lots of real-world stuff. Is it one sentence? Yes. Do we know the topic? Yes. Spanish. Is there a clear position or opinion on the topic? Can it be debated? No, there is not. It says it's a pretty good language to learn, but we don't know really. It's not very clear, and it's using slang words. Pretty good, really? All right, so do you know how the essay will support the argument? Actually, we do on this. It says it's helpful in lots of real-world stuff, but we don't know. The problem is it's not stated clearly or specifically, and it's definitely not appropriate language. Don't use words like stuff and pretty good in a thesis. A thesis should be clear and very, very to the point. You don't want to be vague with things like stuff and pretty good. So let's look at this one. The Hunger Games is a popular young adult novel about teenagers who must fight to the death. Is it one sentence? Yes. So you just start typing it in. Yes. Do you know the topic? Yes, the topic is Hunger Games. So you're going to go through, answer all of these, and then at the end, I want you to write a thesis. And then you can then maybe go ahead and put it through the processes of a good thesis or a poorly written thesis. And then if we're looking over this, we will use this later on with our writing, but this is an example of a graphic organizer for an easy way to write a thesis statement. So it has to do, we get our thesis statement based upon a prompt that's given. So what is the prompt? Write your topic and your position, list 2 reasons why, combine and write your thesis. So if we look at this, it says we're going to read and analyze each prompt and thesis statement below. Look at the example thesis statements on problems 1 through 3. Rewrite the thesis statements for problems 4 and 5. So the essay prompt is explain the benefits of playing sports in high school. The thesis statement is playing sports in high school is beneficial. Example. So playing sports in high school is beneficial. Now we have to have a because. because, and then it give it two things. It builds leadership, responsibility, and health. So actually this gave 3 examples. So the way this paper would work is you would have to prove and give examples of how playing sports in high school is beneficial, how it builds leadership. So your body paragraph 1 would be about leadership. Body paragraph 2 would be about responsibility. And body paragraph 3 would be about the health benefits. Essay prompt, write an argument essay about wearing school uniforms. Here's the thesis statement. Many students do not like the idea of wearing school uniforms. Okay, that's a beginning. So we've taken a side, but why? An example, wearing uniforms in school may not be the best for many students because they want individuality, freedom of choice, and creative style. So there you go. It has the position. They said it may not be the best for many students because they want individuality. So they took the side of no. And then their body paragraphs would be because it's not the best because students want individuality. Body paragraph 2, it's not the best because they want freedom of choice. And body paragraph 3 is they would like to have creative style. So that's how that would be structured. Compare and contrast a book to a movie. Thesis statement. Books and movies have many similarities and differences. Here's an example. So it should be the novel A Long Walk to Water is similar to the film documentary The Lost Boys, but it portrays the lives of real people instead of characters in a book. So this one is set up comparing A Long Walk to Water as being similar to the documentary The Lost Boys. But then it shows what it does. So it's similar, but then it shows how it's different. It portrays lives of real people. And then the book is instead of characters in a book. So then you would compare these two. So body paragraph 1 would be showing how it portrays the life of real people. Like it would show the lives of Salva and the lives of the real Lost Boys. But then it shows how it's different. A Long Walk to Water has characters in the book also. Then you would talk about the character Naya in the story, who was a made-up character that it's realistic fiction. It could be pretty much any young girl in Sudan and Southern Africa who lives in a small village. Now, your job is to then explain on number 4, explain the many dangers of tobacco use. And then the thesis statement, tobacco use is very dangerous. Then you will then turn this into a well-written thesis statement, just like we did with these. And then this essay prompt, write an argument essay about students in the First Amendment. Now, the thesis statement, now students should be protected under the First Amendment. You may have to look that up. What is the First Amendment? If you don't know it, look it up real quick. And then when you're finished with this, you're going to answer this. Read the following introductory paragraph. For many people, dessert is the best part of a meal, but not everybody can enjoy every type of dessert at school. Some people have food allergies. Others may have illnesses or sicknesses that mean they cannot eat the desserts that are usually available. Schools' cafeterias should provide desserts that all students can enjoy because eating is a social activity, and some desserts can help students focus and improve their mood. So you're going to use the circle to show which detail from the paragraph is the author's thesis. So you're going to just go through these 4 and move this to the one that you think is the correct answer. Then you'll submit this into Canvas.